There are some players who can impact a game in more than one way. They have that one other ability, that one extra spark which makes them super efficient at their job. It's difficult to quantify, but it is visible to see. Arturo Vidal is one such player, a champion wherever he has been. He's a complete midfielder, someone who can carry every type of responsibility a manager can entrust him with. But Vidal is not the only player. As wide men go, Eden Hazard was very effective. He could create something out of nothing. Such is his talent. The Belgian has an innate vision of the pitch, and his link-up with his fellow forwards is telepathic. Not only can he get them in easy tap-in positions, but also roam the opposition's third, looking for such an opportunity. To go along with his technical skills, Hazard boasts a bag full of tricks that leave many a defender hacking at thin air. He can trick his way out of a minefield, and the Stamford Bridge faithful can remember plenty a moment where he did it on a weekly basis. For many a year, Hazard was the best Chelsea player, and then came a shy Frenchman who likes to run. He changed everything. The Belgian was still important, but this new guy was getting all the plaudits. He had won the league with 5,000 to 1 odds while at Leicester City, and would follow it up with another title in West London. Chelsea were lucky to get him on the cheap. N'Golo Kanté is a special player. He's not stopped there though. Continental honour in the form of Europa League was secured with Chelsea. While with the national team, he was integral in Les Bleus' 2018 World Cup win. Hello everyone, and welcome to another exciting video on your favourite channel Goalside, which aims to force you into looking at the game very deeply and find out things that you might not get to see anywhere else. We keep putting out cool stuff all the time, so if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, like our videos, share them with your friends. If they argue with you about a particular topic, trust us, our discussion is going to make them change their mind. In today's video, we're going to cover N'Golo Kanté. We're going to discuss how he's integral to Chelsea and French national team, talk about his changing roles under Ranieri, Kante, Sarri and now Lampard, see which role fits best with his national team duties. But more importantly, we'll discuss how he impacts a game. Over the last 6 years, Kante has been asked to fulfill different roles by his managers, and somehow he's managed to fulfill these roles to perfection. Although, like any human being, he took time to get used to his new role. We'll also talk about how Kante gives his fellow midfielders more freedom in the centre of the park. Pogba has thrived alongside him with the French national team, while both Cesc Fabregas and Jorginho flourished under his protection. So let's begin on a journey that will give you insight into the career of one of football's good boys. It's not always been easy for him, and we want your opinion. Once you watch the video, let's start a discussion in the comments section. Do you know who the politest guy at Chelsea Football Club is? The only man who doesn't sing for himself but everyone in the French national team does? That one man is N'Golo Kanté. Contrary to his shy nature, his popularity precedes him. With the exception of the Champions League and the European Championship, he's won everything there is to win. And he's been central to his manager's plans in each team. It's quite an achievement given the fact he's played in all 3 levels of French football, and his relevance has only increased in the Premier League. Player attributes do not translate equally at all footballing levels, but Kante has managed that. And then to make it with the big boys, that's an even taller order. The last man to make his mark at international level after coming through the lower divisions was another Frenchman, Franck Ribéry. He went on to have a great career after the 2006 World Cup disappointment. Ribéry was a game changer from the flanks. Bayern Munich fans will attest to his brilliance. So where does it leave Kante? The diminutive midfielder does not attack that much to the dismay of Maurizio Sarri. However, his contributions from the centre of the park are far greater than expected from an attacker. It's this reason that in Leicester City's Premier League winning team, Kante was Leicester City Players' Player of the Year, and the next year when he repeated his heroics at Stamford Bridge, not only was he Chelsea Players' Player of the Year, but was also hailed by his peers and was awarded PFA Players' Player of the Year. It looked good with his Premier League Player of the Season. It begged the question, how does a diminutive midfielder manage all that acclaim? If you've seen him in action, Kante likes to run a lot. Couple this with his tackling ability, and you get an all-action defensive midfielder. His ball-winning abilities are at a higher level than we've seen in a long time, and it makes him an action-packed midfielder, but he's not reckless in his challenges like other practitioners of his trade. Arturo Vidal is a very similar player, but he often gets yellow cards and gets sent off too. But not Kante. His 5 years in England have not yielded a single red card. This is why he was central to Claudio Ranieri's plans. His team was built on defensive solidarity, and Kante shielded his defence expertly. Moreover, the Italian tacticians Leicester City hit their opposition on the counter. They used the pace of Jamie Vardy and Riyad Mahrez to break through their rivals. Kante was central to this build-up as he would break up play, win the ball and feed it to his forwards. Antonio Conte used Kante in a similar mould. The Chelsea manager used his reckless energy and possession retrieval abilities to good use. Jose Mourinho's return to Stamford Bridge as Manchester United manager did not go as smoothly as the special one had hoped. Chelsea routed them 4-0, and Kante got his first goal in the Blues' colours. By this time, Kante was seen as the heir to Claude Makelele. He was great at tackling and disrupt play, but he never got carried away and put his teammates under pressure. His Chelsea debut against West Ham highlights this attribute. In the London derby, Kante got a yellow card within 3 minutes. Conte and the Blues were under pressure, but it did not show on the Frenchman. He went on to complete the game without any other issue and was pivotal in their 2-1 victory. But there is always a but. Defensive contributions are not the only attribute that Kante brings to the table. He has superb off-the-ball movement, and his positional awareness give him all the tools to be an effective box-to-box midfielder. Maurizio Sarri had Marek Hamšík at Sao Paulo. The Neapolitan legend was better offensively, but started his career in a deeper role. Sarri wanted to have an assured presence in a similar capacity. This is why the chain-smoking tactician switched his role and started giving him more attacking responsibility. For Chelsea fans, this was a difficult adjustment. Their best player of 2 seasons was struggling under their new manager, and they had a new addition who was failing to make waves despite a €57 million outlay. Jorginho was not settling in London, and so was the man whose role he was deployed in. It took some time, but Sarri's tactics began to take shape. Jorginho finally got used to playing in the playmaker role, and Kante was thriving as a box-to-box midfielder. Chelsea lost 2 domestic cup finals, but triumphed over Arsenal in the Europa League final. They would also claim 3rd place in the Premier League. The end of the season saw Kante transform from a dogged defensive midfielder into a respectable box-to-box midfielder. Despite increased freedom, some aspects of his game are still the same. The 29-year-old still uses his ability to tackle and regain possession, intercept passes, and block shots for the team's cause. And now he couples this with his ability to create from inside his own half and efficient passing on the counter-attack. Moreover, Kante is now found in more advanced roles. The Frenchman still runs a lot, and this is now spread across a greater area. From tackling to scoring goals, the midfielder can do everything. He's diminutive in Messi's style, and like the Argentine, he can change the game with the blink of an eye. Overall, his stint at Chelsea has been marked by creative midfielders owing their success to his presence. As the Frenchman does the dirty jobs and runs around to keep opposition under pressure, the likes of Fabregas and Jorginho do what they do best, use their field of vision to send the Blues forward with a purpose. Chelsea have not had the best of luck in the striking department since Diego Costa's departure, but the midfield has been busy ever since. France have been the ultimate beneficiary of Kante's development at Leicester City and Chelsea. He's the perfect foil to Paul Pogba's talents. At Manchester United, Pogba is burdened with the responsibility of defending, creating and scoring goals, but with the French national team, Pogba does not have the same task to fulfill. He has Kante to take care of defensive duties, and he can help out with his most useful assets. Didier Deschamps has been lucky to have these 2 midfield talents at his disposal, and while Pogba has been instrumental, it's Kante who's the engine of French football. Over the last 5 years with Leicester City, Chelsea and the French national team, Kante's importance has only increased. He's developed into a player who's integral to every dressing room that he's part of. From Ranieri to Conte, Sarri to Lampard, the shy midfielder is an ever-present figure in their glory, but varyingly different roles. Kante was holding centre midfield in his initial years, and he's transformed into an all-action midfielder who has the freedom to roam and threaten the opposition. He's not merely breaking attacks and sending his fellow forward, he is one of those forwards. The Parisian only scored the occasional goal in his first 3 seasons, but has seen his productivity increase manifolds. Under Sarri, he scored 5 goals from 53 games, and this has improved to 3 goals from only 22 appearances. More importantly, his latest numbers came in an injury-hit season under Frank Lampard. As we said in the beginning, every great player needs to have more than one key attribute. Kante is in that mould. He's not just good at his primary job in disrupting play, he's also good at creating and putting opposition under pressure. Had he been blessed with a long-distance shot, he would be more effective, but we have to be happy with what we have. Chelsea do not mind that either. They're happy with the extraordinary skills that Kante possesses. They would not make him their highest paid player for no cause, and give him what the mercurial Eden Hazard was earning.